I'm with Dan Tanner. Dan came down and we just recently went on a hunt. Dan is the owner and the founder of Tannerite. And Tannerite is a binary reactive rifle target. And there's a lot of misnomers out there, a lot of misinformation out there about Tannerite. And what I wanted to do, well, after the hunt's been concluded now, I asked Dan, I said if he would sit down. He has no idea really what I'm going to ask him, because really what I'm trying to do is I want to get the information out of him that I think that the viewer would want to know about Tannerite. And so first off, let me ask you something. When did you come up, when was Tannerite first on the market?
First on the market, it would be 2000, 2001.
Okay, so it's been on the market quite a while. And for anybody that has not used Tannerite, it is a product that has two parts to it. So explain to them how it works.
Correct. Well, you have a oxidizer, which is the nitrates, and then you have a fuel, and it's added to the nitrates. When they're separate, it's not regulated in any way, shape, or form.
Right. And so, but when it's separated like this, these are the two components right here. Mm-hmm. They're just as safe as it can be.
Correct.
Okay. And when they're combined together, then all of a sudden you have the compound together. Then tell them what causes it to go off.
Right. The kinetic energy from a high power rifle bullet.
Okay. The kinetic energy, and folks, that's really important. The kinetic energy, and the reason for that is there's a lot of people think that you can take a match to Tannerite. You can and light it. You can't. I've tried doing that, and you cannot do it. You can't set it off with a very low velocity round of ammunition. What is typically the minimum size of caliber ammunition to set this off?
Generally speaking, 2,000 feet per second in 22 center fire round.
Okay. So
not rim fire.
Not rim fire, but center fire. That's important too. So, okay, let me ask you this. I know on this particular label, okay, and if you go in, there are other manufacturers that make a target similar to this, but nobody makes one that is as safe as this or that doesn't cause fires. Okay, I want to talk about that. There's a lot of people that may be out west in some real arid climate that may be concerned about using a target, something like Tannerite, that would cause fires. Address that and tell them that this cannot start a fire.
Can't start a fire.
And tell them why.
It's an oxygen robber. It robs oxygen. It's an endothermic reaction, which is a cold explosion.
Okay.
And it'll put fire out.
Okay, but then how come on the internet? Because if you go on YouTube, you're going to see guys that cause a hellacious fire with Tannerite. Explain to everybody how they do that.
Different chemicals.
Okay, tell them what's going on.
A person could take magnesium powder, add it to Tannerite, and they could get a fireball.
Okay, but they're using a different product than what you have.
True.
It is impossible to start a fire with Tannerite. And so when you see stuff on the internet, I mean, I would tell people, it's like, question anything on the internet. I mean, on every single package of Tannerite, tell them what this is and why you've got this on there.
Well, we have a lot of disclaimers on there because there's a lot of stupid people, for one.
Yep.
Also, label laws require it.
Mm-hmm.
But primarily, if people follow the label, there wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, I always tell people when I'm using it, and I've been using Tannerite for many, many years. I tell them there's three things. Okay, wear eye protection, wear hearing protection, and also be 100 yards from your target every single time. And if you do those things, you're not going to have any problem.
Correct.
Okay, so what is the big stir about? I mean, why are there so many people that got a mad on it, seems like, at Tannerite?
It's I tend to say first reaction is the media hype,
mm-hmm.
As if it's something brand new and dangerous, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
They say it could be used in terrorist attacks. Well, good luck.
Well, a semi truck can be used in a terrorist attack.
Well, as it was shown.
Yes. Okay.
50 people dead, I believe.
Yeah, and so what I think common sense needs to prevail. There are state regulators out there that think that they're doing the public a service by taking away everything that is potentially dangerous. Well, take away a fork. Okay, take away your truck keys.
What about black powder that any felon can buy over the internet? 50 pounds at one time.
Okay, and that's a great point, because when you start looking at black powder, literally could make a bomb. I mean, it could.
And people do make bombs.
Yes, yes, they do. And so when we start looking at different products, if our government is going to start taking products that may cause problems for people, then they're going to take away everything, because a 2x4 may cause a problem for somebody. But with common sense and following the directions, I don't see anything wrong with a product such as Tannerite.
Hey, it's the safest thing I can think of. You're already shooting a high-power rifle bullet downrange.
Right.
So anything that's going to get harmed down there is already going to get harmed by the bullet.
Okay,
So
and that great point. Okay, but we turn on the news occasionally, and you'll hear, unfortunately, of a terrorist attack. Okay, I mean the guys that were at the Boston guys at the Boston Marathon, they said that they had a crock pot or a pressure cooker or something, and then somebody said, well, that may have been Tannerite. Well, I mean, that's all speculation. Tannerite is, you can't set Tannerite off unless you have a high velocity rifle shot. You just can't do it.
They've recanted that. They've backed up, crawfished into saying that possibly potential residue, similar to Tannerite.
Similar to Tannerite, okay, but it is not Tannerite. And so as we have state regulatory authorities around the United States, some of them are more overzealous than others, and some people want to make a name for themselves by taking away things that have literally, they're preying upon uninformed people.
And I think the state regulators, they probably have a valid interest in protecting the public. But they're being fed the false information. They get on YouTube, or they're told to go on YouTube and look at the idiots misusing it.
Well, people can misuse anything. You can misuse anything and cause havoc. And so that's what I'm getting at. I think as being an American, we really do have choices about how the things that we choose to do, and I think we should choose to do things responsibly. I want to ask you, I mean, as from a standpoint of the product, did you ever think that it was going to be as successful as what it is?
At first?
Yep. Isn't that amazing? I mean, the reason why it's successful is because it's fun, and it is intended for shooters. It's intended for people that shoot high caliber, high powered rifles. Okay, and it's a lot of fun. And so I would encourage people, if you haven't shot it, if you haven't picked up Tannerite, it's available at any sporting goods store. Now let's talk about something. What about shipping Tannerite? Okay, I want to address that. Okay, because people can order black powder right off the internet and have a big old bucket shipped to your house.
Up to 50 pounds.
Up to 50 pounds. And all it has to do for it to go boom is to have one little spark.
Correct.
Okay, but tell them about shipping Tannerite.
Tannerite can be shipped without restrictions.
Okay.
It's not a hazmat. It's not even an ORMD.
Okay. What is an ORMD?
It stands for other regulated material.
Okay. Okay. So what happens is that they can ship Tannerite. Now, I guess the best way for people to get Tannerite is go to a sporting goods store.
Yes.
Okay. And virtually any sporting good retailer is going to have it. If you want the safest binary reactive rifle target on the market, look for the one with the orange label on it like this. And look for the instructions on the back. It's on the back of every single one of them. And make sure and wear eye protection, ear protection, be 100 yards away from the target, and you won't have any problems whatsoever. Now, if people want more information about Tannerite brand, what do they need to do?
Let's go www.tannerite.com.
Okay. And folks, if you have any questions or comments about Tannerite, please make sure and note them in the comment section below. And I hope you found this video helpful. And if you have, share it with your friends, and I'd like to ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thanks for watching.